No. I don't have bath for you.
Hi.
I don't even know where to put it.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
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 Hello. I don't know what to do. Who's that? Who's that? Hi, Tony. Tony Mba.
Hi. Tony, the weather in Nigeria, eh?
He sent me a happy birthday message
For me.
For you.
Wow.
And I was like,
wow.
you know, you can message
Can
her yourself.
You know. Tony,
Yeah.
I mean, it's you, so you're forgiven.
Tony says happy belated birthday.
Nagode. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Hello, everyone.
We're live.
Yes.
When she said hello, everyone, I thought she was talking to. I was waiting for.
It has been 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
2 weeks since we were on this table.
Mm-hmm.
On this holy altar.
On
Exalted
this
altar.
holy altar. What did he say? Something like she what? She is my. She's my former sister.
Well, see my sister, whether you like it or not, so it's okay.
Tony is still our sister.
Mm.
Yes. What was it I was saying?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks we've been here. You know. So, how you guys doing? So let's concentrate on our show right now. Oh, okay. So what's going on? How are you guys? Good to see you.
You don't sound like you're happy to see us.
But I talk to you all the time. I mean,
more excited.
I don't understand because
I
Queen
really-
Elizabeth is here
really
and she's
thought-
mourning, and I need to
really
conduct therapy.
Yes,
I don't
really
understand.
thought you'd be more excited to see me.
You guys go and sit down. I'll stand up or something. Don't let me say what's on my mind. You know what's on my mind.
No, I
yeah.
don't.
So
I don't.
let me spare you guys on here. Okay, guys, let's get serious. We're on here and
No, this guy.
okay. Can you tell us your name at least? What show is this? This is Real Deep.
No.
Good evening.
Uh-huh.
Good evening. This is Real Deep CONVOZ with Buki
Adeola.
and
PF.
yeah,
For short.
for short. Faithful, the foremost,
Yeah, Farmers Family Life.
foremost family life therapist
Hey,
in Nigeria.
Wait.
EPP.
Now you're awake. They're daily
He
How
knows
old are
his
you now?
onions. He knows his onions.
Oh my
And
God.
This here is the queen and goddess of reality.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. She
What is
has
she's-
shaped many lives.
Oh, yeah. A woman of timber and caliber.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know me. Who
Yeah.
to the most high
I think these guys are hiring something cheap today. And they only saying one always, you know?
That's
always.
That's not true.
Okay.
But thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
we'll keep welcoming you as you join us. They said it's Real Deep Conversations. And we are getting into some exciting conversations starting this week. It's going to span for the next few weeks because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to divulge and deep dive into. And it is the new normal.
Mm.
What does that mean?
It is when
When the
shit
normal
happens
is
and it ruffles some feathers and there's no possibility of going back.
Like the dollar.
And
like the
exactly.
dollar.
And
Dollar
then
to
you
Naira,
just,
to Naira,
you
you
kind
mean.
of have to
The
roll
dollar,
with the
yes,
punches.
to Naira.
You just kind of have to roll with it and just say, you know what?
Make lemonade
Yes,
out of lemons.
out of lemons. That's what the new normal represents. It is something that happens or something that comes out of a crisis or a specific or special situation, and then people have to kind of adjust and it becomes a new normal. So wearing masks have become the new normal.
Yeah. Blinged masks now.
Blinged
for
masks
parties.
has now become the new normal. What's the other one? Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, the
meetings
Zoom has become the
live
new normal.
on
Yeah.
Zoom. We're zooming by.
I
Life
actually
on Zoom
I
is the
struggle
new
to go
normal.
back and
Physical meetings.
physical is very tough. I mean, I don't even think about it. It's like work. Zoom is it for me right now. Every training, every session, tele counseling, teletherapy. That I mean, I can't remember the last time I sat with a client. And I mean, the good thing about Zoom is, especially with someone who trains regularly, the fact that you don't have to worry about caterer and then feeding people.
Yes.
You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about
Logistics
logistics of a
Yeah.
hall.
Oh,
I mean, and I mean, if you charge for trainings and you look at what what that takes away from your cost.
Mhm.
I mean, and you are running the same training right now, and you
and
don't
you
have
can reach everybody in the world.
it's just I mean, this new normal is very good
You're
in that,
loving it. Eh?
in that. Yeah,
You're loving that new normal.
I love that part of the new normal. Yeah.
But then there's also now more depressed people
Oh yeah, that would happen because
of being locked down. There are other countries that are still in lockdown.
Canada is locked. In fact, they've locked Canada down for Ontario, especially for another 1 month. The children are back at home. They are back to online learning. Because we're in the third wave or fourth wave or something right now. India is also trying to shut down.
UK is still shut
Yeah,
down.
and there's a new strain of the COVID from South Africa that is
Now
that-
in Nigeria.
that doesn't seem to be able to. I mean, the vaccines doesn't seem to have answers for.
Wow.
So we just want to have a life back.
But you'll be complaining when the time for the life to come back is back. It's not you that is enjoying it now.
Well, you're enjoying it, but
God.
there are other things. You want to go places. You want to hold people. You want to hold people. You want to. Yeah.
You sure you want to hold?
I want to hold people. Yeah, I'm an intuitive feeler. I love to hold people. So it's been very. You have to look at the person and wonder. You don't know where they've been.
Where these people are.
So you have to keep your answer. If there are people who don't naturally, they're not expressive, but some of us are touchy.
Yes.
So you have to learn your new
shook
normal.
Somebody, and as I was shaking him, the guy looked at me and looked at my hand and said, "What are we doing?" I said, "We're shaking."
Because you may just be contracting the virus.
It's like I said,
Yo, we're shaking. I transfixed you for shaking.
We have forgotten how to be human. We've forgotten, we've forgotten what it feels like to have human interaction. So, like the moment something the lockdown is eased, everybody just wants to get out and be out and just sort of get that feeling back. But Nigerians, everything we do is different.
It's on another.
It's on another level.
I went to some parts of Nigeria and I couldn't even see any sign of COVID or anything
They
happening.
don't know what they're talking about.
Life was
Talking
normal.
about-
I was.
They don't know what we're
I
talking
see people
about.
at parties, no masks,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Everybody is. It's so yes, at least that's
We
one.
have adjusted to it, so that's one. That's one of the new normals that we're adjusting to. I mean, there's the rise and there's the increase in, should I say, the different phenomena that we're now. Before we were so openly against. Now it's like we're openly against, but hiding to accept
or express.
What we would have completely shunned and said, no, we're not doing this, we're not accepting this is wrong, this is evil.
I won't be
Now
friendly
I won't be friendly with this sort of person, and now we're it's like it's amusing for us.
Mm.
And it's our entertainment.
And also it's like it's becoming you're becoming okay with
We're
it.
becoming okay.
Yeah.
We're becoming okay with the narratives.
Mm.
It's not my thing, but okay.
As long as you don't bring it near
Yes.
me. As long as
Yes.
you don't do it near me. Be doing you, let me be doing me type thing.
Yeah, but that contradicts the spirit of that contradicts the spirit of it's in Ontario.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
we say we don't tire.
we don't tire. We don't tire. My children today,
Tony, come home.
that was what they said to me
Tony,
today.
don't
Tony is
tire,
living life, so
oh.
forget.
The thing is, everything we're doing is contradicting the spirit of humanity. Humanity is about there is no me without you, and so if you look at, we've talked about community parenting here before. that when we're growing up, we grew up as community children. Other people's parents were
They'll
allowed
slap
to,
you
and that was how we grew up, to be responsible people. Now, when the moment we started creating silos, I don't care what happens to other people's children.
and high fences.
It's produced the world we live in right now. And that's what we're so someone does something that you think this is not right or this is not appropriate. And what you hear is, I'm not hurting anyone. Do you let me do me? Now, this do me kind of world, you begin to ask, where is it going to take us to? Because if we're all saying do me, do me, do me, or do me, do you,
Man, no go back.
what you're saying invariably is, if something bad now happens to you, do you?
Yeah, do you? Yeah, don't ask me.
I mean, don't ask me.
Yeah.
So it's looking like people just want to do what they want to do. It's like a deviant, maybe that's not the right word, spirit. And when I'm using spirit, I'm not talking about religious spirit. It's what is reigning. Where don't correct this person. So anybody can come out with anything. So some people have come out right now to say they don't feel like
doing anything,
and not even feeling like doing anything, that I'm male, but I don't feel masculine.
I'm non-binary.
So I'm wondering, can I also say I don't feel Nigerian? I feel American. Can I?
I feel Canadian.
Yeah, so that because if this is the new normal, then let's because
so today I'm Jamaican, tomorrow I'm American.
Yeah.
But that's also good though. Like I can be Jamaican today.
That's so if that's possible, let's do it. Let's just know that this is what all of us are doing.
Which is okay.
Because
I don't feel like traveling with my passport.
Yeah. So we can actually, that's what it means. We can mobilize ourselves and say, I'm Nigerian right now, but I don't feel Nigerian within my skin. So why persecute me? Give me American passport right now.
Be going back to my home.
Yeah, that's what I feel like, because that's what these guys are. Trying to show us that it's possible. But at the end of the day, I'm asking, we end up confusing people. Where
are we confusing people? Are we even confusing ourselves?
Yeah, confusing ourselves. So you see a couple. Right now. You see a couple. The male says is the wife, the female says is the husband. Then they get pregnant. I'm confused now. I'm confused. So the new husband is the one that is pregnant. The new wife is the one that impregnated the husband. Right. So there's a case of I think the first case in the world. I think that happened last month, where when they were now doing the birth certificate, they were saying that who is going to be the father, who's going to be the mother. Right. So they said the carrier of the pregnancy now say is the father.
So a man carried a baby.
But this thing, the one who became a man was originally a woman. So he has the womb. So it's now the new husband. Right. The one who is the wife used to be a man. So he has the penis. Right.
So they impregnated themselves.
Exactly. So the new man.
The opposite happened.
Yes.
What? Rather than going to get surrogate.
Yeah. So so the guy had to stop taking the one who is the new.
No, but then if I'm sorry to cut you off. Like if you do a complete sex change from woman to man, you don't produce. Do they give you the ability to produce sperm? No,
but you can inseminate.
Yeah, but you don't have the sperm to inseminate.
You have sperm you always have sperm to inseminate.
I don't understand.
Yeah, so
because it's an organ.
So what
it's not your organ.
It's your organ.
Trans.
What they do is they start taking hormonal treatment, right? So when you now feel you are now married and you want to impregnate, you stop taking the hormonal. So your body begins to produce properly, normally, and naturally. So we need to so that so your body begins to produce again. Then they can now extract and inseminate the one who originally had a womb.
Because the womb never goes away.
It never goes away.
What the heck?
Well,
why are we going through so
it's
much?
the same way I don't feel like Nigerian anymore.
I just want you guys to know that I definitely don't feel Nigerian.
So
In
so
my
why
kidney,
don't
I'm not Nigerian.
if the three of us don't feel
I'm
Nigerian,
Nigerian.
why don't let us come together and create our own and call it what can we call it
let's
now?
think of it. That's our task.
You know,
That's
that's
our
Non-nationally.
We have nation.
Wait. So the woman
She's still confused.
So the woman who became a man,
Mhm.
who still has a womb,
Mhm.
is the one that carried the baby.
Yes,
But as a
is a man.
But as a man.
As a man.
Right.
And so the man then had a baby. The Shim had a baby.
Yes.
And now they're saying, how are they going to write the name?
Yes. So it's going to be the father, or it's going to be the mother. So
But naturally, the man is the man.
ideally, the carrier of the womb should be the mother.
The mother.
However,
So now they now went to
become a
court,
man.
and that particular state in America now ruled that the carrier of the pregnancy is the father.
Yes,
The
because
one
as a
that
man
donated the semen is
the
now the
mother.
mother.
Wow, that's really a new norm. That's taking it. That's taking it a notch higher, isn't it?
Guys, I can't.
But I
See,
mean,
some people that say, I want to go to America, I want to go to London, I want to go to Germany. This is what you're going to deal with, So if you're
and your
picky-
children.
yes,
Oh yeah.
and your children, because we have to be able to see how it's not just. I mean, we're old enough to say, oh no, we don't, but our children are going to be affected by these decisions.
Oh yeah, they're affected, and the fact that so two couple who are not even, I mean, so two men can actually get married and adopt.
Yeah.
That's where it now becomes very so a boy now has a father and a mother, but two men.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Oh,
so
well, he will call them my dads.
yeah, so it's I don't know how we're going to solve this, but
I don't think we can. I think the world has gone on its own tangent.
but you see the way it works is
I don't
the
think-
way
I
it
don't
works
think
is when we
can.
get to I mean, you know, the world is spherical in shape. It keeps rotating. Interesting thing is, if you're a student of history, you will know that this has happened in ancient Greek. It used to, I mean, this used to be.
Right.
There was a king. Pederasty was actually a norm in ancient Greece, where you attach to a mentor who can also actually sodomize you. It's part of your benefit. I mean, the benefits he derives for mentoring you
Right.
to sodomize you. There were
Right.
kings, or there was a king in ancient Greece, or will be swimming, and children will be performing fellatio, and you'll call them little fishes, way back.
Wow.
I mean, this were in the Alexander the
Wow.
Great era.
Wow.
So and that's yeah. So that's that era when, and another thing.
I know, right?
So I'm not if history helps us
Yeah.
predict
History
accurate,
repeats
it repeats itself. So I'm not bothered because it's a wave.
Mm.
It's a wave that after a while, you just realize that it will also.
But I also saw a post where the transgender female now was complaining that they just realized that it wasn't in the changing of their sexual
Yeah.
or their physical appearances. They had to change how they felt inside them,
Which is tough.
which is tough. And so now that she was regretting that she changed her physical. Now she's too ashamed to become a girl again, because she has led a people to believe. But really, it's not in the external appearance. It's that they needed to deal with themselves internally.
A doctor who used to
But
perform.
how would these plastic surgeons,
How would they be
how would
rich?
they eat?
That's where I'm
How would they
going.
eat if they don't
They
say,
do
oh,
cosmetic.
we can-
One of the
do
big-
it. How
One of the
would they
greatest
eat?
cosmetic surgeons said that I wrote a book. I can psychocybernetics.
Right, yes,
That's the title of the book. It said that everyone that has come for plastic surgery, it began to discover after a while that it was an esteem issue. It was an identity crisis issue. That even after you did what they were looking for, it didn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
So usually, instead of us to look for root cause analysis, and I'm going to say here, I mean, because what has been said is nobody was born gay. That's what an extreme believes. Another group believes that there are people who are born gay. But with the intersex, the intersex gives us a clue that there may be people, who have that genes as it were, because the intersex have two sex organs.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yes.
some of them, it's not even two sex organs. Some of them have, ovary, right? And a penis. Some of them have penis, and some of them have vagina without ovary.
And something you see that they have boobs.
So you begin to ask, what is going on here? I think our unwillingness to engage, to even seek to understand, to say, okay, they're cool, because there are so many people. There are LGBTs who are commercial LGBTs. Those ones is money. I've heard that once I declare like this, some countries will take me in. I think those ones are the majority. I also think, personal opinion,
also to fit in.
Personal research also, I think
it's now a fashion.
I think that from systems intelligence perspective, whatever you persecute grows.
Yeah.
I think the unwillingness of our world to say, so maybe if they were just a minority group to say, okay, there could be this small group, let's not persecute them. Maybe it would not have led to
blown up so much.
Yeah. So what has happened is a tribe is formed. The first criteria for creating a new tribe is that you must have a history of shared pain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So because they have a history of shared pain, we are connected and so what they did was now use the 6 phases of social deception, which every movement that has led this world follows. Which is the first level is shocker. The second level is outrage. The third level is negotiation. The fourth level is acceptance. Yeah. Then veneration. Yeah. So this is how it works. So you can see, and these guys wrote a script. They became intentional. They make themselves indispensable. And what I think, while everybody may look at what is negative and what, based on your persuasion, I will look at the template these guys run, and what I say to people is that what they have created gives, because now they created their flag, they created all kinds of colors. It means any other group can also come up. So those of us who don't feel like Nigeria, in our we have a history of shared pain. Yeah, so we can come together now and say, yeah.
Please just drop in the comments.
And we
don't feel Nigerian.
We will
are right behind you.
So we know that we're going to be persecuted, and whatever you're persecuting is going to grow. Nigerian. So what we now begin to do is to now find people like us, who are judges, right, to be in the places of law. People like us who are in the entertainment industry, in the police. We now create our own flag. That non-nationally. That's our own orientation.
We'll have our own protest. We'll go to State House.
So
what name is that? I am Shambisha.
I am not Nigerian.
Yeah. So
we're seeking refuge.
Yeah. So and if we push it, we will begin to shoot movies, to say non-nationally when you are in a country and you don't feel
like you're from that country.
In fact, the followers that we have.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Starting today.
Hashtag non-nationary.
Yeah. Because before you know it, so we will now begin to push that. You should not be using nation or origin or something like that. That we don't non-nationality. That's yeah. So what it means is they will not issue us a passport if we can enter any nation.
Any nation. We are not beholden to anybody. We're not beholden to anybody.
And we cannot be stopped by
immigration.
Anybody. Yeah.
Yes.
So we create.
In fact, now.
I'm feeling it.
The more I think about it, the more I'm getting it.
But that's how it works.
The beauty about this thing, I know we're talking and we're laughing, but
no, I'm not laughing.
Actually do it.
This is how these things work.
Me, I'm not laughing.
This is how these things work.
Okay.
And you say whatever is unique, people latch onto it. And imagine the number of Africans who want to escape. Let's start
that don't feel African.
Right? I am happy and grateful now that I have a passport that I can walk into any country.
I am happy, I'm healthy, and I'm wealthy. It's done.
Yeah, because if it's about feeling, you can't say some people feel one way and you say we don't feel. That's the way we are created. So from the time I was born, I've always felt I was in a strange nation.
You can't hold me. You can't hold me. Today, my daughter was telling somebody something about Jesus. Person said, "How do you know?" She said, "Because he told me." A lot of us was like, "Well, we can't argue.
We can't argue with that."
Yeah. So this is the opportunity I see to say any group. As a matter of fact, when I think of Nigeria, for example, to say
guys, we're on this mission.
you can also create your own tribe, and say we are not Yoruba, we are not Igbo, we are not Hausa. We can say we are. As in, create your own and find expression. Yeah, in fact, there are new nations. There's a guy, the smallest nation on earth is one country that is on top of water. Wow. I mean, the entire space is not up to my house. The guy says the president. They are issuing passport. As in, the world has just gone crazy.
It's the new norm.
I'm telling you. So, if the new norm is about, if it's a new norm is about this, about feeling, then non-national ring.
Guys.
Yeah.
Let's start our feelings.
Let's start our feelings. Yeah.
In my feelings, guys. So today, if you call me, I'll say my name is. I don't feel like. I don't feel like I do.
So I can feel too that I'm CBN governor.
That's it. And the secret is in the
feeling. Is in the feeling.
Okay, what else are we talking about as regards to new normal, guys?
We talk about the state of the family seems to be changing. More women who are breadwinners. Yes. More women in the boardroom right now, and some of the men are not finding it funny.
From bedroom to boardroom.
To boardroom. So
that's going to be one of our topics.
A lot of the men are not finding it funny, especially the economy doesn't seem to favor a lot of men these days. Women are doing very well. Women are helping women.
Some hopefully.
I mean, quite some of them, right? I mean, because there's a lot of funding for women empowerment and stuff right now.
There's a lot of money. It's been commercialized.
There's no funding for boy empowerment.
And I don't know why you men are not standing up.
No, we can't stand up. It's we need to create another extreme to justify and not to. No, there's no sense of balance. We need to create another imbalance to create a justification for another movement for the need for funding for boys. Yeah.
Let's start it because I'm really concerned about it because the same girls that we're empowering and we're saying we want you to be this.
They will not have any matches in the future.
They're going to be coming back to these guys.
It's intentional. The funding space understand what we're
doing.
They understand what we're saying. The more women in the boardroom, the less time in the bedroom. Population is naturally controlled.
Yeah.
Number two is the fact that so when we say imagine some organization, I don't want to mention names, that if everything becomes perfect on this planet, what would they be doing?
Nothing. They won't work.
So another imbalance needs to be created. So by the time we now have disempowered men, we will now remember that let us now begin to empower men.
Do you men are empowered?
Because this world is very easy. We've done is a men's world. It didn't work. Now it's a women's world.
It's still not working.
Everybody knows it's our world. That's what we should be pushing, but nobody is going to push our world. Because our world will solve the problem. And once our world solves the problem, some people, because it's like when you're manufacturing guns, you need to create war.
Yeah.
Without war, gun is useless.
Yeah.
So we know how these things, work. So I used to be worried about it, but I've seen it now that it's what it is. So you better run your.
Like you will eat when that time comes.
Eat what?
Eat food now. Eat food when that time comes.
Interesting thing is I don't.
More food.
I don't. I work in the civil society space, and one of the best things that happened to me was that I started out not knowing how to write a proposal for grants and funding. I started out with the business sense of productize to fund whatever you want to do, because I said if they fund you, then they can determine what you say.
Of course.
So I had funding opportunities I turned down, because it will always come at a cost.
Yeah.
They will make demand and say, and I didn't want that. So now I noticed that it's now that I want to get the funding because I don't need it as much as when I started out, because I can find my way around, but a lot of my colleagues, I saw that's why in the civil society space, maybe the only man I really respect will be Ganifa Wahimi, and it was because Ganifa Wahimi sorted survival before he went into that struggle. He had the Lord breed that was bringing money every day, because that's
so
that space is very funny.
Yeah.
That people get a lot of funding and you can't trace what they have done.
Yeah.
The money that has come to African children since the last 10 years, African children are worse.
It's still coming, but they're still.
So what happens is you are fighting a cause. After 15 years, the wars has become worse, but you have become bigger. You have a award.
Yes.
Yeah, you are traveling. You are hobnobbing with the who's around the world, but the problem has become worse.
Yeah.
So there's no legislation passed on this cause that you're pursuing. Then you begin to ask, what exactly are we doing? Do we just want to get busy and stuff? But that imbalance will be created so that we can find justification for another funding. Say, oh, now boys are being empowered. Oh, yeah,
boys are now beating girls without.
Or girls are beating boys.
Well, I mean, hey, all kinds of things are happening.
Yeah, so we need to focus. We need to talk about that as well. Then you're having more of a lot of women are getting pregnant without getting married and without even having sex. They are inseminating themselves, going to sperm bank
and keeping their eggs.
Freezing their eggs. Surrogacy is reigning as well. In fact, in my office, there is one of my boys. We call him Zamunda. It was because everybody has a new name. Once you come into the office space, you don't answer your normal name. You answer a new name, a different name that you created by yourself, never existed before, and you know the meaning. You told us the meaning. So he was saying that what he wants to do is cause for humanity. Is to be inseminating women, but we'll be doing it naturally. They don't have to go try.
That's his own life ambition.
He said that is Ubuntu to him.
I am because
you are. He said, when they were having the discussion, I even thought that he wanted to donate his sperm. He said no, that he will be doing it naturally. That he doesn't want them to pay him anything. That he won't look at the children, look for the children. That's what he wants to do for humanity.
Oh, wow.
I just looked at him.
I hope he doesn't die in the process. Because how many can he?
Well,
that's a lot of women.
You'll be Naxi's brother.
I mean, Macademos.
Zamunda really.
Oh my gosh! What's your new normal? What are you adjusting to? What are you seeing around you? I mean, like, you don't even need to. You don't even need to accept it to adjust to it, right? Because it's there, and there's nothing you can do about it. But is silence acceptance?
Sometimes silence might be, it depends. Because silence may be, like we said, do you? I do me.
I do me.
Yeah. Some people, silence is weakness. Silence is not rocking the boat.
Are people silent or people are being bullied?
Definitely. Also, I think people are also a lot of I think naturally, I think that we were not trained to be confident and speak out. And I'll give you an example. I'm doing something at the moment, and I showed my mom said she wanted to watch it so that when she watches it, she will know if other people will not feel bad about it. Now that's a very valid point. However, I'm saying it's something that I want to do. And so yes, I will show it to you, but also know that at the end of the day, I can still decide that that's exactly what I want to put out. Now, I could have said, yes, so whatever you say, right? But, and I could also have been seen as rude. I could also have been seen as confrontational. But I also want it to be clear. So, we're not used to those things. We're not used to be able to say, yes, I hear you. I appreciate what you're saying. However, I don't have to do it.
I agree with you. The challenge I have with all the new normal is very simple. If you want to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to do, but don't impose it, slap it on others, because that's what it seems like. So you want to be gay, be your gay in your bedroom. Don't bring your gay to my place of work.
But I will still come now. How would I use my gay at home?
You are a professional at work. If I am doing a BDSM inside my bedroom, it's my bedroom issue. I can't bring it to work. And now begin to insist, and if
That
not,
you must accept me.
no, I can't. I don't have to accept you, right? I will understand, I'll relate with you as a human being, as a professional, but you cannot bring that to. And I think it's about respecting boundaries, So
And
if I say, for example, in my office, toilet is male and female, right? Where male is a human being with a penis, right? Where female is a human being with vagina or something like that.
What do you mean something like that? Is that something else?
Is that
there are no other things now. Right? You have to territorial principle is you get in that space, irrespective of what you feel.
Yeah,
you respect. You can't take me to court and now begin to say I should bend my territorial whatever. It's disrespect for those people, right? And if you now come to your house and you now say male is a man with a penis, and it could be a man with a vagina, and it could be a man with nothing, right? And this is a toilet. I also cannot insist. I have to respect. I think that's what will make our world go around.
But it's not like that now, because they I don't know when I say they. I mean, the LGBT community started off with, our voice must be heard, we must be treated as equals, we must be given the same rights, we must have be treated, be recognized, we must not be discriminated against, and there shouldn't be violence against us, and all that kind of stuff.
Which is fair
enough.
There shouldn't be violence, actually.
Yeah, which is fine. To now saying this is who I am, and you now must accept me.
No, I don't.
You now must acknowledge my presence,
and you now must
acknowledge my existence, and you must create a space.
That's the extreme. I think
that's the extreme of new normal,
which I don't think is also fair on the other people.
Yes.
To say, hey, we're not saying. So if you say,
and so now it becomes difficult for you as a person to state your views because they're opposing, because it's now like, oh, you don't want to feel like you're being discriminated against, but it's how I don't this is my feeling. My Bible, so you've seen conversations, you've seen confrontations and whatnot. Sometimes stuff on social media where a pastor is being prosecuted or being getting jabs for saying that gay people are going to hell, right? He's reading it from his Bible. That's what he believes. He's entitled to his belief.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to hear that gay people are going to hell.
and I think that's because his opinion. His opinion is opinion. It doesn't change anything. Some guy looked at me this year and he says, "Praise God is done with you."
Yes.
And I said, "Are you God?" I didn't even
showed up to him.
He might have a point.
He said, "Your secret has been found out. That you have added something else to God. We have now realized that you are using just." That's how he. I just said, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And when you have sent a message sometimes before, it leaves a trail. Then I realized that it was someone who had asked me for financial help last year. Aww. And it was a period, how last year was. Yeah. I just said, I'm sorry, I couldn't help. And the next message is where God has revealed you to us.
Which is fine.
You get. So I think you need to learn to respect people. If I think the whole world would accept me, then that's the key to frustration. They're not gonna. Yeah. Not everyone would accept me. Not even everyone in my family that would accept me.
And it comes back to that thing about self-esteem.
Yeah.
Confidence, identity. Yeah. Being sure of and being not the word is not sure. Being comfortable.
Yeah. Because if you say you want to teach me sexual education that has this and my values doesn't believe in that. I should have the right to also opt out to say no. I don't want. I don't want this. Because I also feel offended. If you come to my space and insist on, But I think it's immaturity. And the quest for extremism. And that's what usually. I don't have I have a lot of LGBT people that are my friends. I have a lot of LGBT people I work with, who some of them, as a therapist, what I see is man-made in God's image. That's all I see when I'm dealing with anyone, However, there are people who can't deal, and you can't blame them for not being able to deal, right? Respect if you want people to respect you, respect them as well, to say, hey, some people can't stand. I can't stand yam. right? And I'm not going to persecute you if you can't, if you are eating yam, if you say yam your favorite food, right? I have other things I'm doing that you don't like as well. You know, learn to respect people. I think if we learn to respect people, it won't be an issue. So I'm a cake, I produce cake, and I'm a Christian, and I say, you say you won't get married, and it's LGBT wedding, and I say no, I can't. Based on conscience, I can't make cake for you.
Yes.
I should not be sent to jail for saying I can't, because I am also feeling what you are feeling based on my conviction. So what you should now do is, there are 1,001 people. Come to me, I'll bake the cake. I don't care. I'll bake the cake for you. I'll do counseling for you. You know, so that's what I think should be. You know, because by doing that, we're also going to now create another problem. Now, and the way the world works is, so the people that used to persecute you are now the new minority. You're not going to persecute them. What they did to you, you're going to do it back. And as you persecute them, they're also going to grow. Of course, right? They're also going to have people.
Minority as well.
So it's
like a vicious cycle. It's just going to be going back.
It's what it is. It's what it is. And I don't think. I think the world, the time we have on this earth is too short for us to be.
You know.
I mean, there's a whole lot to do. Let's let's love. Let's enjoy. Let's just make love. Let's play. Let's make love instead of making war.
Yes.
Why are you looking at me that way? Make love is make love. It's not what you are thinking. Right? I'm not talking sex, please. Because it's look at the way we are playing. Look at the way we are playing. We could have been. I mean, this is what the world should. I mean, because we're not talking the things that there's a lot that binds us much more than what separates us. But at every point in time, we focus on what separates. I don't care what you do in your bedroom. Don't bring it to my place of work. Bedroom matter should be bedroom matter. I can't come and legislate what you do. But when we come to work, we are here. The vision is clear. Let us do what we want to do.
That should be like a professional look, man. So another new normal is, of course, cross-dressing.
But is that
cross-dressing
I'm situating it within our own space. So
in Nigeria, right?
About Nigeria. I'm not talking about the rest of the world.
Well, the people who are cross-dressing in Nigeria are doing business. You know, I don't think it's new normal. How many people cross-dress? What's the population? They're not up to 1,000, in Nigeria. So that can be new normal.
And how many of them are even as vocal?
You don't have. In fact, you can count them. You said our Bob and Risk and and sons. There's no more than that, so you don't have to worry yourself about that. That's not new normal. You know,
I think for me it's just how so many things have evolved. You know, I mean, and somewhat. I guess change really is welcome. You know, I think change is welcome. I think, like you said, at the end of the day, if love is what is in the center of what we're doing, then a lot of things you won't see. You know, a lot of things you won't hammer on. A lot of things you will not see as an issue. You know, and so yes, I mean, we're going to be talking about things that are happening. You know, around town, locally and internationally. All I know is that I'm non-nationary. That's all I know.
That if there's anything that you take away from today's
non-nationary,
from today's sermon, it is that you are non-nationary. And if you feel me, you fulfill me, just hashtag man, hashtag non-nationary.
I'm non-nationary. That's for
and
sure.
we'll start a movement when we get our passports.
Maybe ours will be yellow.
Maybe,
you know, yellow.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like yellow. Actually. If the yellow colored passport would be really cool.
But I mean, it's one thing about change for me. I
know a new normal.
What's that?
You know, women now going to propose to their.
It's not new. It's not. But in Nigeria, it's new. It's not new. It's not new outside of Nigeria. I think where I want to be in the scheme of things, I don't want to respond to change. I want to lead change.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's the best way, because all these changes, the question I always ask is, who are the people writing the script? And I always say to people, when we're born, you know, what we met on ground was typewriter. At some point, the headquarters of First Bank in Lagos only had electric typewriter, and you were a big big organization, if you had a typewriter, nobody had computer or anything. Now, typewriter gave way for electric typewriter, gave way for desktop. Desktop gave way for laptop. Laptop gave way for iPad. iPad gave way for smartphones. I mean, how many years ago did we use BlackBerry?
You put a SIM card.
How many years ago did we use Black? Did we?
SIM card be here.
Yeah.
I'll just press here. And
You get it. So, and all these things happened within 40 years. Question:
Really?
Who are the people responsible for this change? And how many of these changes did we lead?
We're just following.
So
We're
that's
just
why
going with the
I've taken a
flow.
pause at some point. And oh, this new social media has this new social network. I said no. Which ones can I create that others can latch onto? Because the people create these things don't have two heads.
Yeah.
I mean, we're joking about non-nationality. That's how it starts. That's how it starts. You know, because I was sharing with the people in my office. You know, there was some new. When you come to work, right? We say you are in heaven, right? When you close from work, you say you go back to Nigeria. You know, you're going back to Nigeria. We don't even say hell. So what we did was to make everyone change their name. You know, so they changed their name. You created a name out of whatever that doesn't exist, but you gave it meaning to it. So yesterday I was asking them, I said, how many of you have ever created something new that the whole world has never seen before? And they were looking at me and they were like, we don't. And I said, but you created a new name. But they didn't see it
as a creation.
as a creation. So I now said to them, that was how every language evolved. Right? Whatever you call it, Yoruba. It was someone who just say, the day is stand up. Oh yeah, from tomorrow. Start the day. That's what we're saying. That you, as we are here right now, we're saying non-nationality. We can begin to create languages and say Mandabu, Mahu, Meyeye, Lanuni. And we will create meanings to it. If we created 10 every day, right? In 1 year, we will have a dictionary. Right?
And there'll be a meaning to it. Booster.
Yeah.
It means
as in that you can
jump up and
you
down.
can literally rewire the human mind. So yeah, the story later. You know, if you could actually create your own language and attach meanings to it, why will you
and it's
be
the meaning you give to
it?
it.
Why would you be stuck with what people conditioned you to accept against your will? Right?
Well, because you didn't know anything.
You didn't know. Now
Hey, mama.
you can actually determine your life, right? And that's where I stand to say, why do we have to always follow? So this is new now. Everybody, which ones are we going to create?
Yeah.
And that's where I want to be. To say, let us be the ones
Where I want to be.
behind the ones creating the change. So that we create it and we laugh at it and say, that's the next new plan we're going to release tomorrow. That's the new fad, and before you know it, everybody begins to wear. That is co-creation, where you look at it and say, very, very good.
Yeah,
You know, you get. So that's where I want to be, and that's why I'm never bothered about, what this is the new thing. This is what everyone is doing now. You know, we have to become, creators. People can create the fad, create the trends, and build people to live it out.
We are essentially creators. I mean, we are.
That's
We
what
are
we're
creators.
for. I mean, unless God is not our father.
Yeah.
If he's not our father, then it's fine. But if he is, then as he is, so am I.
I had an epiphany. Let me not share it online.
Okay,
but I shared it with you. An epiphany about Trinity.
Yeah.
That if you really understand the concept of God the Father and God the Son, and you are God the Son, then what will you be doing with your life? Where you are the Son of God. So you're in the Godhead, actually. You're in the Godhead, But what we have learned to do is to separate ourselves and say, He's there, we are here. Yeah. So you can't even activate the intelligence, you can't even create something. So we are afraid. So you begin to hear people. So when I hear people teach and say, they are going to change our world, they are going to destroy. Who are these they? Where do they meet?
Can we meet them?
Can we? Yeah.
Can we have a meeting?
We may actually do the day. So you devote an entire 1 hour to talking about the day. They are going to give us 66. They are going to. So who are you? Who are you? What are you going to create? What are you going to birth? and we will say, oh, every little thing, Illuminati. Where is the headquarters? Where do they meet?
I even want to meet them.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
And they give power. Why?
Yeah.
They?
Yeah. So you say they give power, we don't know the power Bill Gates is using. So if there's a power that's using that is bigger than every other thing we've been told, I'm interested in that power.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, so we have learned to abdicate, our responsibility to others, then we'll now be blaming them. Yeah. They are spoiling our children. They are spoiling our children with bad songs. Who are these days?
Can you create your own song?
Exactly.
Can you create your own
Exactly.
Songs?
So it's something that we need to begin to think about, and to say, when people talk about the new normal is what we create by ourselves.
And we've created the platform, with the social media, of course, and life being more digital now. We've created we've created monsters, where everything is out on social media.
That's another new normal.
Oh yeah,
Fighting dirty on.
fighting dirty.
That's the one that's the one I can't deal. I can't.
There's
That's
nothing that's personal
you are fighting with someone that you used to be close to,
And you take it out.
and all your chats are on social media.
That's quite.
Can't deal.
I don't understand.
They call them children of Twitter.
Yo, Twitter is even one that
savage.
It's so savage.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I'm not on Twitter.
And also we have
I
our
can't deal.
Nigeria has our own brand of feminism that is not, maybe it's not just Nigeria, that is also different from the purist feminism.
The feminism that is against men.
Yeah, that's the one Shina Mamla that talked about it last week, that the feminism she sees around right now is the feminism of bitter women who hate men, and they are how to pull men down.
Yeah.
That's another new normal, guys.
Yeah.
That is another
saying
new
that they want a
normal.
world without men.
A world without men.
Is
But
that
how is
you,
it
Lucky?
But they
Is it
are
possible? You want a child.
they are chopping things behind the
They're
scenes.
chopping, yes, but they also want children. So if you then go and get the sperm, if there was no man, how would you have? How would
It's
you be able
not
to have
it's
those
not
children?
correct. People have been busted over time to know that.
They're bitter. They're bitter.
Overtly you say we hate men, but behind the
inside,
scenes
they love. If
Yeah.
anyone that sends them one small
you are
DM
chopping
like this,
something. It's just
they're all smiles and the jiggles.
I think it's also this whole idea of jumping onto trends that you don't totally understand,
It's,
coming from a place of pain, and then also just living some sort of farcical life.
I've
Pretending to be who you're not.
I've narrowed down
pretending to be
the
what you're
problem.
not.
I've narrowed down the problem to two things: a non-discovery of self and a non-remembrance of self.
Yeah,
If you don't know who you are,
you answer to anything.
yeah,
because
then if you forget who you are,
you also answer to anything.
unfortunately, the society is designed to make you forget who you are. I mean, but also the society is also designed for you not to know who you are.
Because you
Ev-
know who you are, you're empowered.
Every system is designed for you not. Not to know who you are. Because if I, for example, if I knew that I'm a billionaire, I know that I can't fall sick. I know. What are you coming to tell me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some people will not exist.
Yeah. Oh.
Doctors would run home.
You get
because I know that I can just put my hand on my hand and just say, "You be gone."
Yeah.
Why do I need it?
So consistently, there are adverts, there are subliminal programs that programs you to believe that something is wrong with you. And it's all across board, from religion to politics to media. Because I told someone, I said the goal of media is not to tell the truth.
No.
The goal of media is to create promote an agenda. That's what it is. Per time.
I call it television.
Yeah.
Telling a lie.
So that's what it is. So you need to now, in the midst of the madness, clearly find yourself
and hold yourself. And be non-apologetic.
Yeah, which is
Hold yourself.
which is where the work is, to now say, and for you to actually get to
and
that.
for you not to be swayed by the new normals.
Yeah.
I was some days ago, my husband and I were in the bathroom. I was getting my makeup done, getting ready for work. Because I'm so used to talking to myself. After I finished my makeup, I looked at myself, oh my bad.
Oh my Lisa.
My husband stopped in his truck and looked back and was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm telling myself how hot I am." And he shook his head and he walked out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
We're not on the same level.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
I love the way David renders it in Psalms, I think 82. He said, they know not, they do not understand, and the foundation of the world is shaky. I have said, ye are God, and you are the sons of the Most High. He said, but you will die like mere men.
Because you don't know.
But you see, the starting point is what trips me. They know not, they do not understand. The foundation of the world is shaky. That the world becomes shaky when humanity loses a sense of identity or is not aware of the identity.
Yeah.
And so, if I know who I am and I'm sure of who I am,
and whose I am,
you won't tell me, this is how to dress to and I'm going to listen to you. No.
Yeah. Because I don't need to.
Right. You're not going to tell me. I was sharing with them that, don't you realize that when royalties, those traditional rulers, when they come into church, they don't remove their caps.
No. People will even and
they bring their their regalia.
Everything.
So people were like, we never thought about it. I said, you know what they're saying? We are royalties coming to meet another royalty, and we're not going to change our dressing.
For you, because of
and now we ushers clothes or wear choir dress because I'm coming to meet another royalty. No, they're not going to do that. Right? We will abide by the territorial rule, but we won't change our. And that's so powerful that a lot of people don't understand. Right, that that's why I tell parents the biggest thing you can give to your child is their identity. That they master it is a power of one, that everyone is doing it doesn't make it right, and I'm the only one doing it doesn't make it wrong. I am self-sufficient to enjoy me and do me, right, irrespective of how you. And I think that is where
a lot of parents will say that's
where the work is. So what we do now is we bow down. We to people who are going to mess you up further, who have low self-esteem, they can't stand your greatness, so they're going to
see it. And they wish they had what you have,
but
they don't know how to say
it. If you're truly, I don't know, and I don't know if you have ever asked yourself, check the British monarch, how come they don't have any of the British monarch who says, I don't feel like my gender. I want to change it.
And maybe they haven't come out public. Maybe it's not public.
But we don't know any.
Maybe it's not public.
We don't know any that says I don't feel like
British
or any of the Emirati that has come out. Any of the Emirati that has come out to say I don't feel. So it looks like there has to be some imbalance, in your identity or sense of understanding of who you are, for you to begin to. For
feeling something different.
It's like, I don't know what you're going to tell me to make me, and this is me. And no disrespect to LGBT. I love, I celebrate, I treat everyone. I don't know what you're going to tell me that will make me fall in love with another man. I can't. I was in Paris, Charles de Gaulle. I was waiting to bottle, and some guy came to meet me. On that guy, and was behaving funny around me, and I knew where it was going. So I said to him, was speaking French. I said, I don't understand French. So he now apparently understood English. So I get what he was trying to say. So I looked at him. Those days I was still very cool. I just said it in you, but back by him blow. As in, that was what came out of my mouth. Now I know better, But there is nothing you're going to say to me. I love women too much.
You just had to say that. That's a disclaimer, guys.
But I have to say,
loves women too much.
But I'm not going to abuse you, because I work with them, and I'm very liberal. But
if you push them away,
I'm liberal to engage. My sense of liberality, however, will not make me lose my sense of identity. No, it's contact without contamination. I will have to relate with you. I won't now change myself to now. No. I'm proud to declare who I am at all times. Anyway,
the plan really wasn't to make this whole conversation about LGBT, even though there's quite a lot of interesting things to say about it. But it's just to say there's so much that's changing around us,
and you can be part of the change,
and you can join
the change.
Yes, start start the change or you can stop the change. Well, I don't know.
Well,
you can fight the change. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you can respond to it as well.
You can respond to it. You can react to it, or you can be the one pushing the change. But in the process of the new normalcy, because there's so many things we haven't even touched.
And we've not talked Generation Z.
And
there's a generation after Generation Z now called Generation Alpha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Generation Alpha the oldest Generation Alpha is about 8 years old. No, that's after Gen Z.
That's like the super aware kids.
Yes. Their sense of learning, their influence, everything is totally different from generation.
Yeah, because I mean they've grown up in the digital age.
Yes.
They like as soon as they came out like this,
Open eyes,
social
media,
and pressed Twitter.
Yes.
Social media.
Like they just knew, and then
guess what?
From 1 month they looked at your hand as you typed your password.
They
and
know
so,
it's straight.
You know there's a group of people who create some of these things. Why can't we create our own? And that's what I say to people. I mean,
I think that's the conversations that we really need to start having, rather than talking about all these other things and other people who are doing things that you say you don't have a problem with or you support. If there's something you two could also come up with.
No, I've come up with something called saviors. You know, every time I write and I put I'm a savior, you know, people are costing me.
Initially, I used to see
initially,
I'm like,
I have to admit,
what's up, boy?
Only crying.
A little bit of, you know.
But aren't you a savior now?
I am a savior. I'm a savior yesterday. I'm a
savior today and tomorrow. Yeah, that's what we are.
I'm in the business of performing miracles.
Every day. That's who we are. So we are afraid to call ourselves who we are.
Our resistance to his expression is because of our conditioning.
Yes.
To not proclaiming and expressing
who
with
we are.
all pride who you are, what you have, what you are.
Adiola trillionaire extraordinaire.
You know,
when people see they like
that's who you are. You know, when Jesus said, I am my Father one, you know, and they picked up stones to stone him. What he never to ask them not to call
themselves.
But because they couldn't just stand someone actually called me. I was supposed to do something for his school, you know, and he said the chairman of their board said we can't have this guy who calls himself savior that is equating himself to the Lord Jesus Christ. You know, so who am I supposed to be? You know,
you're his brother.
Exactly. I said to the person, I said, it's a shame that you're even a pastor and you don't understand this. I said, your Bible says, out of Zion shall proceed savior. It's in your Bible. It's in your Bible. I said, but I'm not even using Bible. I said, who is a savior? It's an English word. Someone who solves a problem.
That's it. And that's who I am.
And I said, that's who I am. So do you want me to I said, if I put I'm a Malian, you have me?
He would have preferred that. Hey.
You know, so it's
0 belt, 1,000 trousers.
guys, I think we have done enough today. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I think we this is going to be interesting. So
it's going to be an interesting series.
Stay tuned.
You know, tell us what your new normal is. You know, send us DMs. You know, send us messages. Send us an email at realdeepconvos@gmail.com. I think that's what it is. And you know, we'll continue our conversations. We'll keep the discussions going. Same time next week at 7 p.m. Thank you so much, guys. It's been amazing.
Once again, I'm Adiola and
I'm Bookie.
Praise for PF. Bye-bye. I'm a savior.
For sure,
the one that loves women.
I'm a savior. I'm a savior.
I am non-national.
And we belong to we are non-nationally.